Good morning, traders from each and every part of the world that you're joining this series of the Daily Morning Market Call from. My name is Kefa Eric, one of the market analysts here at HFM. HFM linking you to the global markets. Now, today it's going to be a pretty unusual day. Number one, because it's the presidential inauguration of Donald Trump in the United States. So that would mean it's a public, could be considered a public event which will have cause market volatility. And for us to understand it much more better, we would question Trump's first presidential term, that is Trump 1, that was between 2016 and 2021, thereabout. When we remember him coming into office, we remember that he caused so much market volatility. That will be on fundamental analysis. Then we are going to go to technical analysis to possibly see today market movement in regards to this particular event. Now, later moving on to tomorrow, we are going to see, we can see from the display before you that we have a number of high impact economic data releases from England, Canada, and New Zealand as we walk into the European Central Bank's presidential speech of the chairman of the Central Bank of England, where we possibly have noted terms without number. Their major role is to monitor inflation. On Friday, we're going to have the Bank of Japan interest rates decision. This is going to move the JPY pairs and also to move the stocks and a little bit of indices which are inherently Japanese. We also are going to have PMI coming out from Europe, where we're going to see Purchasers Manufacturing Index, leaders of various industries in Europe giving their perspective of the economy. That will go under categorization of inflation data as we walk into S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, also in the United States later on in the week. But our focus for today is Donald Trump presidential inauguration effects. Okay, so before that, we have stated in the past, that was last year, November 5th, where we talked about the Trump's trade, and we defined the Trump's trade as the effects of Donald Trump policies in the United States, and among the various policies that he articulated while campaigning, which moves the market, our key and core interest would be on the two once moving financial markets. We are focusing where the opportunity is, we are focusing where the fiat is, and that would be taxes and regulations. Less taxes, less regulation for US-based companies to attract US companies to inherently emerge from the United States. And number two, more taxes and more regulation for foreign companies. So what that basically does, and I'm putting it in the simplest term possible, that would encourage companies to emerge from the United States, which leads to a point, which affects various asset classes associated with the US dollar directly or indirectly. Having this in mind, today, after his inauguration, we also have at the back of our mind the effect it had during Trump's first tenure, where we saw economic pundits would argue a one-man show in moving economic forces. We're going to see a repeat of this. So this would suggest that we're going to have a really smooth 4 years 4 years into the future. All right, to mean that from the differential of financial markets, where we speculate on the appreciation or depreciation of various asset classes with the aim of making a profit, keyword appreciation or depreciation, which mean movements. And we know that Donald J. Trump is associated with that in entirety. Moving on to the chart. Very nice. Beginning with precious metals or commodities, if you may like. This precious metal can be classified under commodities, and with focus on gold in this regard. We can see that gold is trending high, making high highs from the daily time frame. If I go to our lower time frames, we see a little bit of consolidation to the downside, and gold attempting to break the 27-23 high here, to suggest that there is uncertainty as the market developments as we walk into this new era. The anticipation of this would to wait for his inauguration so that he would start making what would rather be termed to be daring speeches. We want to see him implement the things he said for it to move this particular asset quite clearly, right? And some of the things when it comes to gold in regard to Donald Trump's presidency, would be keen to see what will be his foreign policy, what would be his defense policies outside the United States, which is going to cause fear, uncertainty, or rather, on the flip side, certainty, which we know moves the demand and supply of gold as a CFD. Moving on to currencies, and today is going to be shorter than usual, just looking at one base currency and one quote currency. Beginning with Euro USD, we see it tested the 1.03550 key level here. That is on the 4 hours time frame. Same would be on the daily time frame. We would want to see after his inauguration the almost immediate implementation of his policies, and how that is going to affect this particular market. So as it stands right now, we would say we're in some sense of consolidation. Prices neither creating higher highs or breaking the lows rather, or breaking the highs. Putting it simply, we are simply in a ranging market. Something I would see similar on a lower time frame. We want to see a breaking out from that consolidation, and it's going to be very much evident after Donald Trump's inauguration. Moving on to USB card, which is the example to take in for US dollar quote currency, base currency, beg your pardon. From the daily time frame, we see that we just broke above the key level, suggesting a stronger US dollar compared to the Canadian dollar. This might not be the case moving into the day, as we might see a little bit of considerable consolidations before markets gives us direction. And it is the cardinal rule of investors and traders to wait for opportunities on the appreciation or depreciation of these asset classes. Having this in mind, after Donald Trump's speech today, it's going to be much more predictable to tell market movements moving into the future. And in that way, we will be able to make a profit with proper risk management. As a disclaimer, this by any chance is not financial advice. This is meant purely for educational purposes. Kindly do your due diligence, and most importantly, observe risk management. After today, I'll see you guys tomorrow, the same place, the same time, to do things the same way that have proven consistently profitable. And with that information right there, for those who want to take opportunities in the financial markets as we move into the future, kindly visit our website at hfm.com. Visit hfm.com. attempt to register an account, and one of our experts will get in touch with you to guide you on how to proceed. And from there, we will pick it up and take it to the next level. In that regard, take care and God bless.